The revelation of most of this book was that experiences that look horrible from the outside can frequently be full of meaning and quite joyful from within. And the lesson of the Prodigies chapter is that a difference that looks extremely desirable from the outside can frequently be associated with trauma and wreckage. There are some people who show unbelievable early ability and who go on to accomplish in their artistic field and to have good and balanced lives, but they're the exception more than they're the rule. I really saw prodigiousness and genius, even if the genius manifests a little bit later, as being very distancing for many of the people who have them. The parent doesn't really understand how the child's mind is working, even as much as ordinary parents understand that about their own children. And the child essentially has the lonely experience of being either with people who are intellectual peers, who are not going to be very interested in most of the other concerns of childhood, or with people who are age peers who are not going to understand what the person is engaged with or working on. So you have someone who is trying to, at the age of 6, figure out how to make a Rachmaninoff piano concerto sound its very, very best. Well, other people who are 6 don't want to talk about that, and other people who understand Rachmaninoff don't want to talk about being 6. I met a lot of families where I thought there was obscene pressure being placed on children. There was one young man whom I interviewed who invited me to come upstairs and look at his favorite cartoons and then said, "Let's go downstairs and I'll play you the Chopin Fantasy Impromptu." And we went downstairs and he sat down and he played this magnificent piece of music beautifully. And it was really quite awe-inspiring. But he had described a schedule in which he was working or practicing every single waking hour. He was flying to China once a month to have a music lesson in China. He was having music lessons where he lived in California. He had a schedule that seemed relentless to me. And I said to his mother, "Do you worry about his having a normal childhood?" And she looked at me as though I just landed from Pluto and said, "He's not a normal child. Why should he have a normal childhood?" Then there were other parents I met who said, "I just don't know what to do. We're trying to give him a just normal childhood." As one mother said, my son said to me, "Can I just stay home from school today so I can actually learn something?" She said, "He's reading textbooks that are 900 pages, and he's in class where they're holding up a blow-up letter M." She said, "It's very difficult to reconcile it and to figure out what to do with him." So I was interested both in the ways in which genius occurs and in the ways in which people try to push their children into it. So it's that balance. It's a very difficult balance to figure out. You can damage your child by pushing him too hard, but you can also damage your child by ignoring his central talent, which is the piece, the essence of all of his emotional and inner life. Mistakes get made in both directions. It's not an easy path to figure out.